Have you ever wondered why some people seem to excel in everything they do while others constantly struggle with self-doubt? It's a question that has puzzled many of us at different points in our lives. In this journey of life, self-doubt can be a formidable barrier, a silent enemy that lurks in the shadows of our minds, waiting to strike when we least expect it. Imagine self-doubt as a dense fog that obscures the path to personal excellence. It blinds us to our capabilities and magnifies our flaws. It whispers in our ears, telling us we're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. It convinces us that success is reserved for others, not for us. But where does this self-doubt come from? More often than not, it's born out of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being judged. It's fueled by the negative self-talk that we engage in, the harsh words we say to ourselves when we make a mistake or fall short of our expectations. The good news is we are not powerless against self-doubt. It's not an invincible foe, it can be conquered, and that's what we're here to talk about today. In this video, we're going to provide you with 5 life-changing tips on how to overcome self-doubt. These tips are not magic bullets, they are strategies, tools you can use to clear the fog of self-doubt and reveal the path to personal excellence. We'll discuss how to embrace your imperfections, surround yourself with positivity, set realistic goals, practice self-compassion, and seek constructive feedback. Each of these tips will serve as a beacon, guiding you through the fog and towards your destination. So if you're ready to conquer self-doubt and unlock your potential, you're in the right place. This is your journey, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Remember, the only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Stay with us as we delve into 5 life-changing tips to conquer self-doubt and achieve personal excellence. Our first life-changing tip is to embrace your imperfections. In this vast universe, no 2 snowflakes are alike, no 2 grains of sand identical, and no 2 human beings mirror each other perfectly. We are all unique, and in our uniqueness lie our imperfections. They are an integral part of who we are. And rather than shying away, we should embrace them, for they make us, us. Let's consider the story of Thomas Edison, a man who is synonymous with the invention of the electric light bulb. Did you know that he was considered a slow learner during his school days? Yet it was this perceived flaw that led him to become one of the most prolific inventors of his time. His slow learning allowed him to be meticulous, thorough, and persistent. What was once viewed as a weakness became his greatest strength. Another example is that of the globally beloved author J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before her Harry Potter series became a worldwide sensation. Rather than letting her failures define her, she used them as stepping stones, fueling her determination to succeed. Her imperfections and failures shaped her journey, turning her into the celebrated author she is today. Embracing your imperfections does not mean resigning yourself to them. On the contrary, it means acknowledging them, understanding them, and then figuring out how to turn them into your strengths. It's about transforming your weaknesses into the unique qualities that set you apart. In the words of the esteemed American actress Marilyn Monroe, imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. So dare to embrace your imperfections, dare to be you. Remember, the pursuit of perfection is a never-ending chase, a mirage that keeps moving further away the closer you get. The real victory lies not in being flawless, but in acknowledging your flaws and transforming them into your strengths. So the next time you find yourself wrestling with self-doubt, take a step back and remember that it's your imperfections that make you unique. They are not your weakness, but your strength. Remember, perfection is an illusion. Embracing your imperfections is the first step towards personal excellence. Scene script. Tip number 2 is to surround yourself with positivity. Imagine planting a seed in a garden. For that seed to sprout and grow, it needs the right conditions. Similarly, the human mind thrives when it's in the right environment, one that is nurturing, inspiring, and positive. Here's a simple truth: our environment profoundly influences our mindset. Picture the most successful person you know. Do they surround themselves with negativity, or do they cultivate a positive environment? Most likely it's the latter. Let's dive into some examples to illustrate this point. Consider the story of a renowned athlete. They didn't become a champion overnight. Their journey was filled with grueling training sessions, countless sacrifices, and yes, moments of self-doubt. However, they surrounded themselves with a team that believed in them, a coach who pushed them to their limits, and a support system that uplifted them during their lowest moments. The positivity in their environment helped them to overcome self-doubt and strive for excellence. Or think about a successful entrepreneur. They faced numerous challenges, rejections, and failures, but they didn't let these setbacks define them. Instead, they built a network of mentors, partners, and peers who encouraged them, offered constructive criticism, and celebrated their victories, no matter how small. This positive network played a crucial role in their journey towards personal excellence. So how can you infuse positivity into your environment? Start by examining your surroundings. Who are the people you spend most of your time with? What are the conversations you engage in? Are they uplifting and encouraging, or do they breed negativity and self-doubt? Remember, it's not just about physical surroundings, it's also about the books you read, the content you consume online, the music you listen to. All these elements form your environment, so ensure they are sources of positivity, inspiration, and motivation. A positive environment is a breeding ground for personal excellence. Surround yourself with positivity and watch as self-doubt slowly diminishes, making way for confidence, resilience, and excellence. Our third tip is to set realistic goals. Now, this might sound pretty straightforward, but you'd be surprised how often we overlook this simple concept, especially when we're trying to overcome self-doubt and strive for personal excellence. Let's first understand what we mean by realistic goals. These are targets that are within your reach, considering your abilities, resources, and time. They're not too easy that they don't challenge you, but not too hard that they seem impossible. They're just right, like Goldilocks porridge. Setting realistic goals is like creating a roadmap for your journey towards self-improvement. They provide direction, keep you focused, and motivate you to take action. When you set a goal and achieve it, you're not just ticking a box, you're proving to yourself that you can do what you set out to do. This sense of achievement can be a powerful antidote to self-doubt. Think of the aspiring novelist who sets a goal to write 1,000 words a day, or the fitness enthusiast who aims to run 5 miles every morning. These are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals, what we often refer to as SMART goals. When they meet these goals, they experience a sense of accomplishment that fuels their confidence and propels them forward. But what happens when we set unrealistic goals? We set ourselves up for failure, and when we fail, our self-doubt deepens. It's like trying to leap across a wide chasm in a single bound. Chances are you'll fall, but if you build a bridge step by step, you'll make it to the other side. So, how do you set realistic goals? Start by understanding your capabilities and limitations. Break your ultimate goal into smaller, manageable tasks. Set timelines for each task and monitor your progress. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and learn from your failures. Remember, the journey towards personal excellence is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Setting realistic goals gives you a clear vision, helping you move past self-doubt towards personal excellence. Scene script. Tip number 4 is to practice self-compassion. Now, when you hear the term self-compassion, you might think it's just about being nice to yourself. But it's much more than that. It's about understanding that everyone, including you, has flaws and makes mistakes. It's about embracing these imperfections not as shortcomings, but as part of what makes you human. Think about it this way: if your best friend were to come to you feeling down because they'd made a mistake, you wouldn't berate them, would you? No, you'd likely offer a comforting word, a warm hug, or a sympathetic ear. You'd remind them that it's okay to make mistakes, that it's a part of life. That's compassion in action. But here's the kicker. Why is it that we can show such compassion towards others, but struggle to do the same for ourselves? It's like we've got this harsh inner critic who's always ready to jump on our every mistake, magnify our every flaw. It's high time we silence that critic. Let's say you're learning to play the piano, and you keep messing up a certain piece. Your inner critic might say, "You're hopeless, you'll never get this right." But if you were to practice self-compassion, you might instead say, "This is tough, but I'm learning. I'll get there with practice." And that's the power of self-compassion. It doesn't just make you feel better, It changes the way you approach challenges. It helps you to see failure not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone on the path to success. So, the next time you stumble, the next time you fall, don't berate yourself. Don't dwell on the negatives. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that you would extend to a friend. Remember, everyone struggles, everyone stumbles. Being kind to yourself in the face of these stumbles can foster resilience, perseverance, and ultimately personal excellence. Practicing self-compassion allows you to silence the inner critic, paving the way for personal excellence. Our final life-changing tip is to seek constructive feedback. Feedback, when used effectively, can be a catalyst for remarkable growth and improvement. It's a mirror that reflects our strengths and weaknesses, giving us a chance to see ourselves from another's perspective. It's not always easy to hear, but it's a crucial step in overcoming self-doubt and achieving personal excellence. Think about it. How can we truly know our areas of improvement if no one ever points them out? How can we grow and evolve if we're not aware of our shortcomings? Constructive feedback provides us with the answers to these questions. It's like a compass, guiding us towards the path of self-improvement. Let's take an example of a writer. A writer pours their heart and soul into their work, but without feedback, they can't gauge its impact on the readers. They might doubt their skills, their story, their ability to engage the audience. But when they receive constructive feedback, they get a clear picture. They understand what works and what doesn't, what resonates with readers and what falls flat. This feedback then becomes their stepping stone towards better writing, towards refining their craft. Similarly, in our personal lives, we can use feedback to improve our relationships, our communication, our understanding of others. It can help us break free from the chains of self-doubt and foster a sense of self-confidence. However, it's important to remember that not all feedback is created equal. Constructive feedback is insightful, specific, and actionable. It's not meant to demotivate or belittle, but to enlighten and encourage improvement. It's not a personal attack, but an opportunity for growth. And remember, seeking feedback doesn't make you weak or insecure. On the contrary, it shows your commitment to personal growth, your courage to confront your weaknesses, and your readiness to evolve. So don't shy away from asking for feedback. Explore it, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone towards your personal excellence. Seeking and accepting constructive feedback is a powerful tool in your journey towards personal excellence. Let's quickly recap the 5 life-changing tips. First, we explored the paradox of self-doubt and excellence, a conundrum that can seemingly hold us back, yet can also propel us forward. By acknowledging self-doubt, we can use it as a tool for personal growth rather than a hindrance. Secondly, we discussed the power of embracing imperfections. These so-called flaws are what make us unique, and learning to love them is a significant step towards self-acceptance and personal excellence. The third tip focused on the importance of surrounding ourselves with positivity. The people we spend time with, the media we consume, and the environment we live in can all influence our mindset. By creating a positive space, we're more likely to feel empowered and less likely to succumb to self-doubt. Fourth, we talked about setting realistic goals. By breaking down our dreams into manageable steps, we can see progress, which in turn fuels our motivation and helps to silence the voice of self-doubt. And lastly, we delved into the practice of self-compassion. Often we are our own harshest critics, but by cultivating a kinder attitude towards ourselves, we can foster resilience, confidence, and ultimately personal excellence. Each of these tips is a significant piece of the puzzle in overcoming self-doubt and achieving personal excellence. They are not quick fixes, but rather lifelong practices that can help us grow, evolve, and become the best version of ourselves. And as we journey along this path, it's important to remember that everyone's journey is unique. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, and that's okay. What matters is that we keep moving forward, learning and growing with compassion and patience for ourselves. Remember, the path to personal excellence begins with overcoming self-doubt. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you for watching.